The noise. Hello there. Good afternoon. How you doing? Welcome to another episode in the series of What's on Your Mind by Breakthrough TV at gmail.com. Let me say thank you guys for tuning in to our program. And this is the 19th in the series. And as I say, we keep going. Let me say thanks for sharing the program. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I also want to say big shout out to all the students across the world. It's that time of year when we're giving all your results are coming in. So let me say big congratulations. And also one of our apprentices here writes, who works with us. Her name is Chi. And I know she's done very well. So we say big congratulations to Chi. And has been very successful in what she is doing. And we say big. And it's nearly September. So you take it to the next level of studying. Absolutely marvelous. And as I say, I'd like to give you all you guys a big cheer. Don't forget, you can like, share, and subscribe. Yeah. And as you know, I always start by having a look at what's happening across the world. And in the last couple of days or so, the last week, and the big one that's coming out, it's the major earthquake in Western Haiti. And it has devastated part of Haiti. 300 people have died. Thousands has been left homeless. Their house has been flattened. Their school has been flattened. Their churches has been flattened. The government has given a state of emergency. And you know, Haiti is actually reeling from the pandemic. It's also reeling from the assassination of the president. And in 2010, it actually has a massive earthquake which killed 3,500 people. So, it's such devastating, do you know what I mean, to see what's going on. But I'm going to ask all you guys out there, all you guys for support Haiti at this crisis, and all you charity organizations who can get together, because I know you do good work out there. So I'm asking you to get together and let's have some quick work be done in Haiti. Me personally, if I had my way, some of the tragedy that Haiti has gone through, I would actually take Haiti up, you know, hypothetically, and put it somewhere else. You know what I mean? And all the people, as I say, the people who stand by Haiti, and please stand by Haiti and give your support. Yeah, thank you. That earthquake was also felt in places like Jamaica and Cuba. So the tremor, as I say, was felt there. Moving on. Wow, this is also a very big story. The Taliban has declared an amnesty across Afghanistan, and they urge women to join their government, and they're trying to restore calm across the country because a lot of people are fearful of the Taliban, and we don't know what's gonna happen next. You know what I mean? And it's amazing because 20 years ago, there was sort of the big war that was going on, and they were sort of driven out, and now they've actually come back into the country and ruling the country. I'm gonna have a rant about that later on. And as I say, a lot of people has been very fearful and trying to get out of the country. But the Taliban has says the war is over. We wait and see. Yeah. In Africa, Africa news. More than 1,000 students arrive in Addis Ababa on Saturday after the evacuation from a fast-moving conflict in Ethiopia, the region of Tigray. So there were some refugees coming into that part of Addis Ababa needing help and rescue. And most of them was actually students. Yeah, so as I said, that trouble has been going on for so long. It's time it needs sorting out. Moving on. Now, to the UK. A story in the UK. In fact, this happens in Plymouth. And police has actually saying, and police as well as the Labour Party has been asking questions about the police after Jake Davidson killed 5 people, killed his mom, and he killed a 3-year-old girl. He went crazy in Plymouth. Another. Now you could say he's a terrorist. And say the Labour Party are asking questions is how this man obtained a gun license to do this sort of thing. And because it's very hard, in England, I got to tell you, the gun law in England is very tough. It is very tough. So how this man got a license, I don't know. And as I say, it's strange because he killed himself in the attack. He attacked everybody and killed himself. So it's very strange of what's going to happen next or who's going to be responsible, because somebody has to be responsible for this. Yeah. That's the way I've seen it. Okay. Now, Jamaica 666. It's not funny. I know. It's not funny, but Jamaica 666. I know. Wow. Christopher Tofton has hit out at individuals behind COVID-19 myth and the vaccine. They have said the jab. Let me take my glasses off. They have said the jab is a sign of the beast, the 666. And I don't know why they say that, because they've always been myth about, from beginning of time, about the 666 in the book of Revelations. So that's what they're saying. And Chris is saying to, forget that. Forget that. It's ridiculous. The wonderful lady you see on my screen is actually the wonderful tennis champion, Serena Williams. And Serena is looking fabulous as she, models the latest collection of her clothing wear. And she had posted this on Instagram on Saturday. And as I say, she's showing her wonderful physique and her wonderful curves. Big shout out to you, Serena. Big shout out to you. We'll move on to sports. Now, in sports, motor racing, yeah. Red Bull boss has actually said that Helmut Marko have said he feels the relationship between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen and the colliding that they had at Silverstone, it's going to take a long time to repair. And it has left both drivers frustrated. And I think that's the fact is that, you know what I mean, that may be a little bit of a sour grapes coming from, you know, the Red Bull camp. And they seems to be sort of talking about this ever since that collision at Silverstone some time ago. Also, cricket. England captain Joe Root says he's taken the blame for the fact that India defeats England in the second test. And he says his feeling was wrong and his bowling was wrong, so he takes full responsibilities. Also, the West Indies will also play England in the first T20 match in Dubai. It was announced. Yeah. I quite like my cricket sometimes. Yeah. So, big congratulations there to you, India. Yeah. Entertainment. Now, crimes against women is the subject on the latest singer from Lila Ike. And this is her first single release since her EP, The Experience. And Lila says it brought a message. Crime against women. The track is actually called Body Rider Shorts. But I think for you to get that, or for you to understand that, you'll have to get the track and listen to the track, and then you'll understand it more instead of me just saying it's called Body Rider Shorts. Yeah, that's how that one is. Let me move on. Yeah. Now, the next lady is actually hasn't released an album since for the last 5 years. There's music been around, you know what I mean? But she hasn't released an album for the last 5 years. Beyonce has told a magazine teaser she's making new music. And new music is coming out soon. She's been in the studio working, you know, the beehive herself. She's been in the studio working, and she's, you know, working on some new music. So we hope to hear some very good music from her very, very soon. I sometimes wonder if she should take one of my songs and record them as well. Because if she's struggling for new music, I could actually give her some of my tunes and some of my music. Because, you know what I mean, I've got a lot of music and I've got a lot of tunes. I know. I want to say a big shout out to my good friend Errol. How you doing, Errol? Thank you. Bless up. Let me say, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. You can do that right now. You know what I mean? And let me say thank you for watching. Now, my rant. The rant. I'm getting this name called the Ranter. Now, I don't know why that is. But it's alright, I can live with that. See, my shoulders are like, you know, a bit broad. So I can deal with things like that. Don't affect me at all. As you see, I'm that sort of guy who's, you know, happy like that. Yeah, thank you. Now, wow, anger has grown. Fear has grown. And a lot of people have lost their lives. And I'm talking about the war in Afghanistan. And America has pulled out. And I guess the allies who were supporting America has also pulled out. America was there for 20 years. And yet, the Taliban has returned. And if you go back, you remember the Americans went there because of the supports that the Afghanistan leader had for Al Qaeda. Yeah, yeah. Remembering right. And a lot, they spend trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars there. Yeah. They've trained thousands and thousands and thousands of troops. Yeah. A lot of people has lost their life. Servicemen, soldiers, all different people has lost their lives there. A young man who was actually a friend of Prince Harry, Ben McBean, has said, on a news report I watched a couple of days ago, he said it was not worth it. And a lot of servicemen are thinking it was not worth it because the Taliban has come back and you don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm not going to say this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And I think the foreign minister for England, Dominic Raab, has said we have to sort of work with the Taliban. And there's going to be 20,000 refugees coming into the UK. That is another story. And a lot of people now are blaming the current president of the United States. But if you rewind a little bit, you will recall Donald Trump and another couple of leaders from that same part of the world signed a deal at the White House. So when Donald Trump is saying Joe Biden should resign, he's the one need to resign and stop it because he actually signed a deal with the Taliban some time ago. Joe Biden is just carrying it out. Yeah, that is just a scratch of the situation. And I said, it has been chaotic. And we see people, leaving the country, evacuating the country. And I said, thousands of people don't want to stay there. I don't know why. I mean, it's their country. I don't know why. The other thing is why the government that the Americans train or the Allies trained and put there, they fled. They just disappeared. The current government was there when they found the Taliban was coming back. They just did. They had thousands and thousands of pounds, of trillions of pounds to train them. Train army, train servicemen, train a whole lot of people in Afghanistan. And yet, the Taliban is back in control of the country. Yeah. And as I say, nobody's not gonna know what's gonna happen next. As I said, the Taliban has said the war is over. But as I say, we don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And the only thing I can say to different governments across the world is that you will probably have to get together and work something out with this administration that's coming there. And something has to sort of work together. And I do hope that the Taliban, because we've seen in the past, even from the news from the Middle East, I do hope they'll be able to work well with women and let women and boys and girls and children be educated properly. Yeah. And there's other parts of the world that this doesn't happen, even though we only see it in Thailand. But there's a certain country not very, very far from the coast that this doesn't happen with. You know what I mean? So I hope things will be get better there very, very soon. Yeah. The other thing is that, as I said, the sad thing is like the people who sort of lost their family member there, and soldiers have lost there, and all the soldiers and servicemen who has come back disabled. That is not a very nice thing for their family to actually see. It's hard to take in. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to digest. when you see something like that happens, you know what I mean? And even in Parliament today, the British Parliament, they always had a big discussions in the House of Parliament. Boris Johnson came under a lot of fire from people in his own party and from different side of his party, you know what I mean? So, as I say, it's one of those ones. But sometimes you can't see what is going on, you know what I mean? You just can't see what's going on, and you don't know where these things gonna go. And as I say, sometimes I can't always see what is going on, you know. And even when you look and try to get a clear view of what is going on, you know what I mean? Even sometimes I'm looking at my television screen and I can't actually see what is going on. But that's how that is sometimes. And I say I hope things will be sorted out very, very soon. Yeah? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The program is sponsored by Breakthrough TV at gmail.com. Yeah. And as I say, I want to say a big shout out to my producer, Shannon. And he does a lovely job here. And also our apprentice, you know what I mean? And I hope he allows me to see things a bit clearer. Yeah. And as I say, that is how that is all set up at the time. I'm also expecting to speak to a guest. And she's also going to tell me she's also going to tell me what is on her mind. I'm having a little bit of trouble with my television screen, yeah. And I say she's also going to tell me what is on her mind, and I'm hoping to talk to her very, 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 very soon. And I say don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The program is, I say, produced by Breakthrough TV at gmail.com. And you can share the program right now. You know, you can share it and get involved. And don't forget, if you have a story to tell, you can always get involved with us. Get into the link and follow the link, and you can come and share your stories. Whether it be knife crime, whether it be violence against women, whether it drugs, whether anything you feel, please get in touch. Yeah, hoping to speak to my guests very, very soon. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Great having you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm fine. Please tell me who you are.
My name is Shakira, aka Soulful Eye.
Oh, that is a fantastic name. Where you get a name like that from, girl?
Soulful Eye, well, that's my artist name, and it's because I've got a soulful voice and I am a soulful eye with an eye.
So you got a soulful eye. That's marvelous.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Let me say thank you. Welcome to the program. So how's your day been?
My day's been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Marvelous. That's great. That's good. And what you been doing? Let me ask you what you've been doing. I'm getting to know you, and I'm getting to know you. So let me,
that's fine. Well, today I've been homeschooling my daughter because I homeschool my 4-year-old daughter.
Fantastic.
And sourcing one-off items for my boutique, which is a family business that I run with myself and my mother, called Freaking Fabulous.
Okay, marvelous. That's great. Fantastic. So, Soulful Eye. I'm gonna call you Soulful Eye. Yes.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, what's on your mind, girl? What's on your mind?
Oh, well, there's a lot of things that are on my mind, but something in particular that's on my mind.
We've got time.
The one thing in particular that's on my mind is knife crime.
Okay.
And basically, knife crime is very, very rife now in this day and age because there's a lot of it happening.
Yeah.
And I've got a few statistics here that I would like to read out.
Okay, go.
To, let people know what's happening and, how many stabbings have been happening over the years.
Okay.
So, 577 knife casualties across the city happened last year.
Is that just Birmingham?
This is Birmingham. This
My,
is Birmingham.
my God.
577 knife casualties across the city last year,
Wow.
which is it's it's terrible. Also, the statistics show that Erdington is the worst area that has responded to 32 stabbings last year and 99 over 3 years.
Oh my days.
I know. And the
Really?
second one is B21, which is Handsworth,
Yeah.
with 21 stabbings last year
Yeah.
and 95 over 3 years.
My
And the
days.
third one is B19 Lazelle's.
Mm-hmm.
Last year there was 21 stabbings and a total of 83 over 3 years.
Yeah.
Number four is B12 Highgate and Borsley Green last year, 30 total and 76 over 3 years. And the fifth one is B5 Bullring Chinese Quarter and Digbeth last year, 13 stabbings and a total of 69 over the 3 years.
That's city center, isn't it?
That's the city centre, yeah.
That's last one is city center.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
So I dread to think what the figure is across the whole country.
well, the figure must be very high, but I'm just covering Birmingham itself, so
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
figures there
Mm-hmm.
are high within itself, and it breaks my heart to even think about even seeing them numbers that are there, because that's a lot of
That is.
stabbings, and a
Oh,
lot of lives being taken and people being injured, and you can look up the statistics yourself
yeah.
on the
Yeah.
Birmingham Live, because all the statistics are all there.
Yeah. 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 And I wonder what is causing this. What is causing this?
Well,
From
from
your.
my own opinion,
Yeah.
well, basically, it could be a fatherless child.
Yeah.
So if a child hasn't got two parents and they haven't got the balance there, then the child can, lead astray. They haven't got a strong male figure in their life to kind of guide them
Yeah.
along the way. I mean, obviously, you can't just blame parents, because obviously there is single mothers that do try their best and they're at work trying to provide, and then obviously their children are out on the streets, and but
Yeah.
we need to about
Yeah.
also be checking them when they leave the house to make sure that they haven't stepped out with a knife, or not leaving, knives and all them things in sight.
Yeah. 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 I see that, and I totally agree with you there, Soulful Eye. I totally agree with you. But let me play devils here now. Yeah, because I like to play the devil. Fathers, you say a lot of fathers are, a lot of them is like where they haven't, their fathers is not in the home, or or
Yes.
from broken families.
Yeah.
And a lot of us never got involved in that. Is it just
Yes,
the
it's
period
true.
of? Is it the period of time?
I would say it just depends, because I like it, like you said, it's not all children from broken backgrounds
That's right.
that's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah. Yeah.
happen to, but it's more predominant now, where there's a lot of single mothers, especially within the melanated community. There's a lot of single mothers, out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that as well. Also, a big part that plays in it is the area that you come from.
Okay.
So, you could grow up in an area that is predominantly there's crime that's in that area. And so then, if the parent is not around, then and you're out there wandering the streets, then you're more likely to get into a gang and get groomed.
Yeah, I understand that.
So,
I understand that. The other thing I want to is because like a lot of us, let me sling. You said the area we've been poor. Let me slang we've been poor then, because the area you're coming from, it's like you're poor as well. But because we sort of come from that area, some of us come from that area. We wasn't all doing very, very well. We have to struggle to do different things. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And to sort of get a move on. So I take your point and I do understand it, but do you see where I'm going with that? You see what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause I could say
I understand.
I could say not every call it what I call, well, I always say not every African Caribbean people or British African Caribbean people was ever born rich. You
Yes,
see what I'm saying? And
exactly. It's
I'm
true.
just showing that because I know knife crime affects everybody out there. I'm only saying
It
that
does.
because
It does. I know.
I'm a British African Caribbean person. I'm only saying that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm just using myself as that example. You know, because knife crime affects everybody. It affects every race. It don't affect
exactly.
one set of
It does
race. Yeah,
affect every race, but it's more predominant in the melanated background. But it does affect everybody now because it's not just melanated people. It is everybody. And
yeah.
also another thing that plays a part is
Mm.
the um, the system and not being many opportunities out there for the youth. So they took away youth
I
centres,
was gonna say that.
which
Yeah,
helped a lot with youths in the 6 weeks holidays to be doing things, and all them things have been taken away, and arts and crafts, and so there's not much things for the youths to do
yeah.
because during the pandemic there was a lot of knife crime going on because and we was in the middle of a pandemic, and no one was supposed to be going out on the streets.
That,
Everybody was supposed to be housebound,
that's right.
and the youths were out there running wild,
My
and that's
days.
because there's nothing being implemented for them to do.
My days. My days. And I say and I know I assume the government because this ain't just come up and I was saying it's been going on for a long time,
Yeah,
and I assume the government must have put some money into this or different organization must have get some money and put some money into this to help to make things better. But
yeah,
it doesn't seem that anything is getting better. So where's this bloody money gone?
no. Well, this
You
is
see what
it.
I'm saying?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure
It's like
where the funding is going. I did hear that the funding has gone into the police, and the police
yeah.
for them to go out on the streets and stuff. But really and truly, it shouldn't go into the police. Like, all right, funding should go into the police
Yeah,
for them to help as well, but it needs to go back into the
that's
communities
right. That's
so
right.
people can put programs in place for the youth.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, there is some activists out there that I follow, and one in particular is called Farron Alex Paul, and you can look him up on Instagram.
Okay.
And he seizes weapons off the youths and hands them into the police.
All right. Okay.
So he does a lot of work within the community and talks to the youth. And basically, also, he will tell you how easy it is for a youth to go on Snapchat and to purchase a weapon and to get it delivered through Royal Mail on special delivery. And
Um.
it's crazy because you would think that these packages would be security checked to
mm,
make sure that there's no weapons that are going out there, but it seems that these things aren't happening because he's actually ordered the weapons to show people how easy it is for the youths to actually
Now let me. Do you think sort of musical lyrics? I'm not gonna say music because music is music
play
is
the
music.
part.
Do you think musical lyrics
Yeah,
plays a
I
part?
do.
Do you think?
Yeah, I do because there is a thing now called drill,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
all the youths are listening to, and it's more about them talking about what they've done to people and how they're going to do this to people, and bragging about certain things, and obviously the youths are listening to the music, and obviously that's influencing them because they're thinking to themselves, well, if this artist can do it, then I should be able to do it and go out the street and be acting that way.
Uh,
So yeah, I can agree.
and
Music
did you say
does
that
can play a part.
did you say that's drill music or grime? Which one?
Drill, yeah, drill. Grime, not so much grime. I mean, grime can be in between, but it's more so the drill music now, what the
Okay.
youth are listening to.
Yeah. 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 That is so sad. And how how do we? I'm not gonna say get around this. How do we solve this, Soulful Eye? How do we solve this? Because
How do we solve
yeah,
it? Well,
because
I think all the
you're
organisations that
yeah.
are out there
Hmm.
that are doing works within the community should come together under one umbrella, because obviously there's different organisations out there doing different things to help to get things in place.
Hmm.
But if they all come together under one umbrella and do something collectively globally,
Hmm.
then maybe something
Can be so.
move
Yeah,
forward.
I totally agree. But do you? I mean, I don't know what they get, or I don't know what the funding is. But do you think because one organization is getting this little bit of funding here, this organization is getting this little bit of funding here, that little organization get this little bit of funding here, they're reluctant to come together because of that? I don't know.
It probably is that, probably because they are getting funding from different
I
places.
don't know.
But
I don't know. Don't know. You know what I mean? I recall I recall some time ago, and this is like a different thing, but if I'm going down the same track, I remember some time ago the government has given thousands of pounds for different
yeah,
organizations to stop terrorism. You remember that? You remember when that program was in place?
yeah,
The government was giving like thousands of pounds to say we can to stop. See, young people getting into terrorism, like you know what I mean, and that sort of thing. So I actually think the government needs to get involved, you know what I mean, and do something
yes,
better. And sometimes you think,
it's
you know,
true.
and sometimes you think they just want this to carry on anyway because it's not affecting their.
Exactly. It's
Sometimes
not affecting them,
it's not
and
affecting
this is
them.
what a
Yeah,
lot of people have been saying,
yeah,
because the guy that I mentioned, Farron,
yeah,
he's outreaching to the government to say, look, I need help. I'm just a one man that's out here trying to, seize and document what's happening, seize the weapons of the youth, and talk to them and
yeah,
let them know this is not the way forward, because obviously if you're going to go down that route, there's only two ways you're going to go. It's either in the ground or in prison,
yeah, yeah.
and either way there's no life there.
Mm.
So there is a big outreach, and he's trying to reach out to the government, but he's putting up things daily, and still nothing
Yeah,
isn't being done.
yeah.
There is another activist as well called Respect Rebellion, and
Okay,
he has a movement called Forever Family,
okay.
and they're based in London, and they patrol the streets
Mhm.
to make sure and protect that the youths that are going to school are protected,
Yeah,
because as well as the knife crime, there is children being kidnapped on the streets
yeah,
by
yeah, yeah,
men that are driving around in vans and
yeah,
just kidnapping children and just grabbing them out on the street. So
yeah.
as well as the knife crime,
That,
there is a lot of kidnappings that are
that,
happening.
yes,
So they have got an organisation to be out there and patrolling, which they set up for themselves to be protecting the youth.
it's amazing, isn't it?
And with no funding, they're funding it off their own backs.
Yeah, yeah.
And they also help the homeless and feed the homeless.
Yeah, I have actually seen that. I have actually seen that where some man grabbing of this young girl off the street, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes,
And
that's recently.
yeah, that is very recently, you know what I mean? And even so, it brings me to into another case where a lot of what I say, a lot of British African Caribbean children have been going missing, and even
Abducted, yes,
adopted, and
yes.
even people, and nobody's stepping up and saying
And
nothing about it.
nobody's
I mean, I've
exactly.
seen this in the Guardian. I've seen this in the Guardian,
Yeah,
and yeah, I've seen this in the Guardian weeks ago, months ago. And nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's addressing it. I don't even our so-called community leaders. I can't even get it out properly. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Even our
And it's
so-called
not being
community,
televised
even
on the mainstream
yeah,
TV. And this is something that needs to be
even our
televised, because
so-called
it's something that's happening.
yeah, even our so-called community leaders. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're doing. I
Yeah,
really don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
it's true. It's
Yeah,
true. There is more that needs to be done, because it's terrible, the knife crime and the kidnapping, and with all that going on,
yeah, yeah. It's not.
you have to think to yourself, is there going to be a future for the youth? Is there going to be any youth left?
That's right.
And without the youth, there's no future.
That's right. And it's not been that what you just touched on there with the children being abducted. It's not been highlighted anywhere. It's not
It
been
hasn't
highlighted.
been.
No,
The only place it's been highlighted is on social media.
that's right.
So it's been
That
highlighted on Instagram,
because it's
because there was an
of their families.
yeah,
Yes,
because of
yes.
their families and people that are just putting it out there to say, look, this person's gone missing, or look, there's an abduction, or look, there's a paedophile trying to, sexually assault a young girl, and people going out there trying to actually hunt the person down themselves.
Yeah,
It's not being televised, which is very sad.
yeah, yeah. It feels so depressing. You know what I mean? It feels so depressing, and it's just so annoying. It's like you're up against a brick wall, isn't it? It's like
Exactly.
you're up against a brick wall, and there's, I mean, you don't know what to do. You feel so frustrated
That's it.
when you hear stories like this and things like that, and I know you are doing your best, or you're doing a good part to how to help with this sort of thing that is going on. You know what I mean? And as I say, we haven't got any sort of. As I said, the answer. Do you think we should have more youth training or that sort of stuff, or where youth can go to different organization, and you know what I mean, and you
Yeah,
know,
there should be training,
and
and also, you know,
and the
I just
and like sort of parents need to take more control of their youngsters. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
more activities for the youth. You know what I mean? I mean, me and my mother that run her family business, I mean, it's like we're probably going to have to go out there ourselves and actually put something in place because, this is something that's strongly, something that, we feel strongly because obviously
That's good.
there's friends we've got family and friends whose children have died and who have been, caught up in in the knife crime as a victim.
And how
So it's, something that we, hold dearly to our hearts, and we would love to see the youths, prosper and have a future.
yeah. And you've been so close up against it. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? How
Um,
does it affect
you
you?
know, yeah, well, yeah, because obviously it's heartbreaking to hear like, you know, you know, one of your, cousins being,
Mm,
killed, or, one of your family members being, um, fatally wounded.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And especially when they're not into
That
gangs,
that
when
that
they're
sort
not,
of thing.
they're not gang related,
Yeah.
and they're just, just a normal person, citizen, and innocent bystander, and and something like that happens to them, it
Mm,
breaks my heart.
I know, I know. Let me say condolence to your family and whoever surround you. You know, got in. You know, being in that sort of thing. You know, what I mean, it must be heart rendering. It must be heart rending.
Yeah,
It must be very.
it definitely is.
It
But
must
there
be
is
very heart
organisations
wrenching.
out there that I have found. One organisation is called Voice Against Crime, and they help mourning parents.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one called Bringing Hope, which is a charity that helps prisoners and community involved in violence and crime.
Yeah.
And there's one called Knife Angel, which
Mm-hmm.
is a charity that supports you on over the phone, and
Okay.
it's 24 hours.
Okay. And how would you suggest, say, if anybody wants to get involved? I know your problem. I'm talking to you because I'm a young. You're a younger person than I am, just by your voice. I can tell. So how would you? How I know. So how would you sort of encourage anybody, even say my age group, you know what I mean, or so to sort of help and get involved with that? I mean, because you're a very intelligent lady. You know what I mean, how do you sort of encourage anybody to get involved and
Basically,
help?
just come together because there's a lot of fatherless children out there, and if the elder community as men can be out there and hold programs. I mean, I know there is a program that is at the Legacy
The
Centre,
legacy
and they
center, yeah, yeah.
actually have a program for young men to basically, make them know themselves
Mm,
and, be one with themselves. So that's a program that does go on. But, it's about all the older heads coming together and putting something in place and, showing the youth that, look, I turned out fine without a father or without any guidance.
that's
I'm
right. That's
fine.
right. That's
So,
right.
you can turn out fine yourself. You don't have to go down the route of getting into all these crimes and violence.
Yeah, I know. I know. What
And
about?
giving parents ideas, how to look out for certain things when their children are acting a certain way.
What about those certain drugs play a part as well? Do you think?
Say that again, selling drugs.
No, I said certain drugs. Those certain drugs play a.
Certain drugs.
Yeah,
Oh, certain drugs.
yeah,
Well, it just depends on what a person's going to get themselves into. Do you
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Because I would imagine certain
It's a
drugs.
part of, it's a part of, yeah, it's a part of it's an ongoing cycle of,
Yeah,
but it's not the whole, it's not on a
yeah,
whole.
it's not the whole issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a sad situation, and we say it's very hard to sort of come up with an answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can sort of really come up with an answer. Myself, I've never been involved in that sort of
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? But I'm from a different background, and I do the things that I love anyway. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm from a different background. It's not even such a different background. I'm from a poor background. You know what I mean? But it's, yeah, as you say, you know what I mean? I'm from a very, very poor background. But it has never influenced me of getting into sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Into sort of thing like that. I went and I get involved in different things. Like I get involved in my education, and then I got involved after my education. I got a job in working, and I got involved in music while I was working and studying and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? And I never sort of had time. Do you know what I mean?
To do that.
To sort of
Yeah.
get involved. I'm talking about myself here now, but I'm just showing you an example. I never sort of, and I guess it's the same with you as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
You never,
no, I
you know,
wouldn't have got myself into them
you never
problems, to
have
be
time
fair.
to get involved.
Because obviously my upbringing was
It's
more of a
totally,
culture
so,
because I come from a Rasta background, so
yeah.
it was more of a roots and culture background I came from. So, them things wouldn't even come into my realms.
Yeah, and I think we all did. I myself come from I say I come from a roots and culture background myself. Even though I'm not a
Yeah,
Rasta, you know what I mean. I come from roots and culture background myself. But
exactly.
it's never affected me to sort of get involved in that sort of craziness, you know.
Yeah.
And and I wonder if some people just can't hack it or they can't manage it, you know. That's why they get involved in things like that. Or it's
Well,
the
there's many reasons why people do things. It's an ongoing issue. Do you know what I mean? People get groomed into it as well because when they see there's no parents guidance there, it's easy for them to get groomed into certain things. Like they groom them by giving them a pair of trainers and say, like if the families come from a poor background and they can't provide their children with certain things, like the kids like designer stuff. So, they get groomed into these things and get given things. So then the child thinks, oh, well, oh, yeah, I like this person because at least they've took the time out to give me something. But, there's a motive behind it.
okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. My
Yeah.
days, my
So
days.
there's many reasons, but I think as a whole,
Mm.
we need to come together to, put things in place to see, if we can help the youth, because there's an outcry
The,
for
the
them to be helped.
the problem is about that is it's not a problem, but the problem is that it's coming together and agreeing to do something.
Yeah,
Because you see where I'm going with this, and because
I know what you're
you
saying.
many many times we say
We
come
come
together, come
together.
together, come together, but we can't work together.
Yeah, exactly.
And if
I
we
know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
if we at the grassroots can't come together and understand each other,
Yeah, this is it as well.
how come the guy who's giving us, you know what I mean, this and the guy who's up there, or the so-called politicians, or the so-called, they're not going to take any notice of us, are they?
No, there's no unity within. So, the unity needs to be there. So
That's
I
right.
know I know what you're saying. I see what I'm saying.
It's a reality of things. We've seen it so many times. You know what I mean? We talk together and we
Yeah.
praise the message, and some of us go around and we preach the message and preach the message and we preach the message. You know what I mean? Oh, we must come together. I've heard that so many times. You know where I'm at because I think you probably understand in the field that I sometimes work. You know what I mean? And I've
Yeah.
heard it so many times. We come together. Let's come together. We're princess and we're kings and we're this and we're
Yeah.
that. You know what I
And
mean?
then obviously there's
And then
segregation
and then
within the
we
organisation.
can't work
I understand.
we can't work together as princess or we can't work together as queens. We can't work together as prince. But we give ourselves all these bloody titles. You know what I mean? I know. I'm sorry. It's the reality.
No, but it's true.
It's the
It is
reality.
true what you're
We
saying,
give ourselves
you know.
all these bloody titles. We're princess and we're kings and we're queens and we was this and we was that and we can't work together. I'll let you.
But that's
I'll let
that's
you.
all the time.
I'll let you carry on talking.
we could go on and on and on, but we've been divided as a nation anyway. So there's traumas. There's it comes under many different umbrellas.
Yeah, yeah.
Why we're not together as one
Yeah.
because we've
But
been through so much as a nation.
I
And
know,
then, like I said, the traumas
I know,
with certain things, it all combines into one. Why
yeah,
we can't
yeah.
unite. But for the ones that can, then something needs to be done.
Should do. Yeah, I see that point. I see that point. And you know what I mean. I could say sometimes I could say like we've been to the trauma. A lot of us are at a stage where we can understand the trauma. You know what I mean, and something that.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can always sort of keep hanging on back to the trauma. You know what I mean. I know it's.
Yeah.
I don't think we can hang in because we've come a long
No,
way.
no, no, definitely.
We come
You
along,
have to,
and I said to you,
move forward.
I said to, yeah, I said to you, in the Second World War, right? This is a total different thing, but I have a way I'm going with this. I have a listen where I'm going with this, right? In the Second World War, right?
Yeah.
Japan, Tokyo was destroyed.
Yeah.
It was wiped out.
Okay.
You see where they are now?
Mhm.
You see where they are now?
Yeah,
That
it's
is only
true, it
that
is
is
true.
only just after 70. And we can say we've been through this and we've been through that. This is the people that have the damn atom bomb drop on them.
But when I say we've been through, I'm not going back.
Yeah,
It does
I'm
relate
not,
back to where we are.
no,
But I'm saying like
no, I'm just
we've
trying.
been like people's own traumas.
Yeah,
I'm saying like
exactly. I'm just trying to. Can you imagine the amount of traumas they've gone? Today, their country is one of the best countries you will ever see. The
Yeah.
technology they've got is ridiculous. They host
I
they
know, I
host the
know.
Olympics. When you see the Olympics, they host over there. They had robots doing everything. You know what I mean? They had robots. They had robots doing everything. You know what I mean? They had robots in. You go to the. If you see where I'm going with that, you know what I mean. So it's not because we can sort of move away from it. We can't keep using that as an excuse all the time. We have to. We've been
Yes, I
traumatized and we have to
agree. I
move.
agree.
We have to. So
But
we.
I was just talking about it
No,
on a
I'm not.
whole. I wasn't
Don't,
even going
no,
back to
I'm not.
back to
I'm not knocking.
what we've been through there.
I'm not knocking you. I'm just showing you different points of view. I'm
No,
not knocking
no,
you.
no. I understand. I
I'm
understand
not knocking you. I'm
completely.
just showing you. You see what I mean? I'm not knocking you, girl. I'm just showing you. Just you know what I mean. That's if you see what I'm saying. You know, I'm not knocking you.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying,
and I'm
but
not
to be
criticizing.
fair, there's less opportunities for melanated people anyway, and that's just how the system's set up. It's not designed for melanated people to
Yeah,
prosper.
that I understand. That I go with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
marvelous, marvelous. So I know. Well, as you say, you know, the program is about to.
So that in itself is a trauma. So that's why I was saying about traumas, because
But
obviously, if there's going to be less opportunities for the youths to actually do something,
yeah,
then they're already traumatized. So when I said about trauma, I wasn't actually going back to slavery days, because obviously, yeah, we've bypassed that now, not having the opportunity as other peers.
yeah.
So
Well, you're a parent yourself now. How do you see you going forward as a parent? And how do you keep your children or your child out of the auto, you know, this thing that you see going on the street or whatever? How do you keep them out?
just how I people what we contributed to the world, which was everything.
You're
You
marvelous,
know,
marvelous.
so it's just about knowing yourself and knowing who you are, and from you know yourself and know who you are, then you're going to be unstoppable.
That's right. That's marvelous. That's
And having love, peace, and unity within your heart
that's
and within the community.
that's marvelous. I love that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
There is one more thing I would like to touch upon,
Okay.
and that is about Rastafari. There was a story that really, you know, made me feel away, because it's like Rasta as a whole, you know, we should have been moving forward now. There was a young empress called Empress Nzinga, and this happened in Jamaica.
Okay.
And basically, she was in a taxi with four other people. She had her mask on,
Yeah.
and there was a guy, he never had his mask on.
Yeah.
And the police came to the car and was basically trying to talk to the guy that never had his mask on. And I think there was some kind of thing that went on in the taxi, and some pepper spray got sprayed in the taxi, and it caught the Empress Nzinga's eyes, and she was basically saying, you know, this is wrong because I'm abiding by the rules and the regulations because I've got my mask on.
Yeah.
And she got arrested,
Yeah.
because they said that she disrespected a police officer, which she never, and she got taken to prison
Hmm.
and detained, and while in there,
Yeah.
they cut off her dreadlocks.
Oh yeah, I came across the I saw that story some times ago,
Yeah, this
cause
is this is recent. This
yeah,
is
yeah, no,
recent. Now, you know, it's a shame because it's like Rasta as a whole within Jamaica have contributed so much to the revenue
yeah,
through music, you know, Bob Marley, Garnet Silk,
mm-hmm.
Peter Tosh,
Bonnie
you know,
Wailer,
Burning Spear, spreading love, peace, and unity, you
that's
know,
right.
and Rasta as a whole is a peace, love, and unity.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's not a religion,
yeah.
it's a way of life. And I know there's different, you know, different variations of Rasta, like you got the Maibingi, you got the 12 tribes,
That's right.
but,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
mm-hmm.
it's about promoting love.
That's right.
So I don't understand how that is going on in this day and age, how you can cut, like having locks and cutting off someone's hair, you
Mm-mm.
know, it don't make sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense at all. It's disgusting. I heard something, because I was traveling one day in the car and I heard the news came on. But somebody was discussing it, and I never know it was a lady. Somebody said it was a child. When in the discussion I was listening to, they say it was a child. You know what I mean?
Well, she was a teenager.
Oh,
She's 19
she was
years of
yeah, yeah.
age,
Well, yeah, yeah,
and she's been traumatized. You
yeah,
know, I mean, I've got locks myself,
yeah,
and I'm a
yeah,
raptor
yeah, yeah,
myself,
yeah.
right? And
Mm.
if that had happened to me, I would be
Of
traumatized.
course you would. Of
Do you
course
know
you
what I
would.
mean? Because obviously, with her, it's three generations of Rasta.
Yeah.
Rasta runs through her family, and that's all she knows. So you're chopping off her identity
That's right. That's right. It's absolutely this.
and her identity and culture. And you know, it got to the point where she even tried to commit suicide.
Oh my days, my days. It's this
You
gut.
know, so you know, Jamaica, you know, as a whole, I don't know what's going on with them,
Yeah,
and something seriously. I mean, the rest of the community was livid, and
yeah.
they are
Yes.
putting things in place
And,
and protests,
and
and
so there should be. So there should
Chronix
be.
was talking about it
Yeah. So there should.
on his Instagram and stuff, and you know, it's I don't know, it's just
So
disgusting.
it is disgusting. I totally agree with you. So there should be. That's just disgusting. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, and it shouldn't be allowed. You know what I mean? They should they should do something serious about that. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
Yeah, well, the
You can't
police
do so. Yeah,
that did it needs to be held
yeah.
accountable,
Of course
and
they do.
justice
They
needs
need
to be
to.
served.
Yeah, there need to be a proper investigation and they held
Yes,
accountable. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
that is a sad one, you know. That is a sad one. You know, I don't like that one at all. I really don't, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I know the Jamaican runnings, you know what I mean? Because having been born there and see a lot of stuff going, you know what I mean, and travel back and forth. So you know,
Yeah,
it's disgusting that one, absolutely disgusting.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, them are the topics that I wanted to
Thank you,
address.
thank you. Let me say thank you. My time is come to a close. Let me say it's been marvelous having you on the program. It's fantastic. It's great.
Just before, I would just like to promote that I will be performing at Simmer Down on the 22nd of August on Sunday at 1:30.
Yeah.
I'm actually featuring on a lady called Laura's track,
Okay. And what's your name again?
Soulful
Soulful
Eye.
Eye. And who you been supporting?
I'm supporting Laura,
Laura. And that's at the
a jazz singer,
and
and
that's
that's at Simmer Down Festival.
and that's in Hansworth Park, Birmingham.
That's in Handsworth Park.
Okay.
Now, you have to book tickets, but it's still free. You can book tickets on Eventbrite.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let me say thank you for tuning into the program. And thank you for taking part, Soulful Eye.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
After Marla. It's been marvelous. It's been great talking to you. I must say big round of applause
And
to you,
thank
my
you to
sister.
production team.
Thank
And
you.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great night. Look, okay. Take care. Thank you for Soulful Eye for making her contribution. Very constructive, very creative, and very good. What's on her mind? I love what she has to say. And these are the kind of people that we actually need on the show to put good points across like that. Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also call us on 07872 443 765. You can also come and share your thoughts of what's on your mind. And you can get to Breakthrough TV at gmail.com. Yeah. Thank you. I want to say thanks to our sponsors, the ACMC, New Style Radio 98.7 FM. Thank you. And New Style Radio Live. Let me say thank you. Breakthrough Studio. Let me say thanks to Breakthrough Studio Record Master Mix. Yes. And you can get involved with Breakthrough TV. You can give us a call at 07, as you see on the screen. Also, we do funerals and DJs and any event you have. If you have a system that needs a PA system, we can also do that for you. Yeah. The Reggae Jam Jam Jerk Center. That's up and running very, very soon. Thank you. God bless. We'll be back here next week with another program of What's on Your Mind. Thank you. My time is here.